Me, 25 years old, in a relationship with Lily. We met a few years ago, instantly connecting with each. She was beautiful, funny, and had an energy about her. We spent so much time together, sharing everything, feeling close. She made me feel understood in ways no one else did. We talked about the future, moving in together, traveling the world. She told me I was the one, and I believed her. It felt like we were unstoppable, that no matter what came, we would face it together, side by side. But everything started changing when I lost my job unexpectedly. I didn't know how to handle it at first. I kept telling myself things would get better soon, but they didn't. The stress started to eat at me, and I withdrew more. I didn't want to burden Lily with my worries, so I stayed quiet. I tried to stay positive, but each day felt heavier than the last. I buried myself in job applications and interviews, hoping for a break. Lily noticed the distance and started withdrawing as well, slowly. She became distant, texting less, canceling plans, no real reason. At first, I thought it was just her busy schedule. But soon, it became clear that she wasn't the same. I began to feel like I was invisible, like I didn't matter. She wasn't as affectionate as she used to be. I asked her if something was wrong, but she brushed it off. "You're overthinking, Anon. I'm just busy with work." I wanted to believe her, but it didn't feel right. One night, I came home early from a job interview. I thought I'd surprise her, hoping she'd be home. When I walked in, I saw her sitting on the couch, tears in her eyes. I froze, unsure of what to say or do. I sat next to her, asking her what was wrong. "I can't do this anymore, Anon," she said, her voice breaking. I could feel the floor beneath me start to slip. "What do you mean?" I asked, panic starting to rise. She looked at me, her eyes full of emotion but distant. "I can't keep carrying us both. I need space, Anon." I didn't understand. What did she mean by that? "I'm not the person I thought I was," she said, her voice trembling. "I love you, but I'm not sure I can keep doing this." The words felt like a punch to the chest, and I froze. She said she loved me, but her actions were speaking louder than words. I asked her what was going on, trying to make sense of it. "I've been struggling too, Anon," she said, tears streaming down her face. "But I can't stay in this place where I feel trapped anymore." I tried to hold on, tried to get her to stay. But she packed her things, said she needed to find herself. I kept begging, saying we could work through it together, but she just shook her head, tears in her eyes. "I need time to figure out who I am, Anon," she said softly. The weight of it all hit me like a tidal wave. I couldn't understand how things had gone from perfect to this. She left that night, and I was left standing there, lost. I had given her everything, thought I was everything she wanted. But somehow it wasn't enough, and I couldn't change that. I realized then that sometimes love isn't enough to keep things together. No matter how much you try, sometimes people just drift apart. I spent the next few days in a haze, unsure of what to feel. I felt like I had lost everything, but also like I had nothing left to give. It wasn't just about her leaving, it was about the betrayal. She told me she loved me, but she wasn't the person I thought. She wasn't the person she had said she was. I learned that sometimes love is complicated, and it fades without warning. People change, and sometimes the person you thought you knew doesn't stay. I let her go, knowing I couldn't force her to love me again. I tried to move on, but it wasn't easy. In the end, I had to accept it was over, that we couldn't fix it. But I also knew that I deserved someone who wouldn't give up, and that one day, I would find someone who loved me for who I am. Someone who would stay when things got hard, not run away. I just had to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it felt.